First of all, how do you make a great vlog?
That's a constant challenge, a constant question. I started off vlogging just saying, I'm just going to document my day today. Sometimes that isn't very interesting. Sometimes the things I think are the least interesting, it's just me at home, you know, doing nothing. People seem to love that, and I think people like feeling there's something relatable. So I think there's something about being relatable. People can see themselves in that situation, or they project like, oh, I'd love to try that, experience that. But sometimes it's like, oh, I relate to that, like I feel like connected. So there's an authentic connection. There's something about just being as real as possible, being able to share. Obviously there's a disconnect because you're holding a camera up and you're talking to it. It's even now, 3 years in, I sometimes feel like I can't be as authentic as, you know, it's easier talking to you than a camera. Although I still can't figure out what I imagine when I talk to the camera. I think I imagine I'm talking to a smaller group of people, maybe like 5 people. Whereas in reality, it's potentially hundreds of thousands of people. So I think now I've wanted to explore sharing, maybe each day sharing a specific story. And that's something I'm still trying to do. Today, the story is I've come here and I've met up with my friend Dave. So but maybe part of it is sharing a message. And the more that I clear my headspace, I can process what I'm thinking and be able to communicate a bit of that. So it's a mixture of, I guess, sharing what's around me, sharing my thoughts, and trying to package that as a nice little story that's visually entertaining and again authentic. I think that's probably how I'd summarize.
Yeah, and
vlogging.
It needs to be visually entertaining,
yeah.
and it ultimately is edited, and so it's not a real version of your life.
It's not real.
But it can't be real, otherwise no one would want to watch 24 hours of your life.
No.
So it's like it's not real, but it's not supposed to be real. But then people need to know it's not real.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a weird conundrum. Do you ever have points where you're like, I don't want this day of my life to be on camera? Or as it strained relationships, when people are like, I don't want this to be on camera, and you're like, well, this is kind of what I do, and I have this commitment to myself and to my channel that I do record everything.
Yeah, so I've had to get that balance right. I think I've now accepted that I don't necessarily need to vlog every single day. I know there's daily vloggers out there that have got like unbroken records of like 5 or 6 years of, you know, they've never missed a day. I'm not going to put that pressure on myself. I think I now feel quite comfortable taking like a day off a week. I'll sometimes coincide that day to go and visit friends I know aren't a big fan of being filmed. Right. Some people feel like there's a lack of authenticity when I meet them and I'm filming them as well. And then there's a slight feeling of a conversation staged, or, you know, I'll do, what's funny is sometimes I'll say goodbye to someone and then I'll be like, oh, I didn't film us saying goodbye, so then I'll say goodbye to them again just for the video. Right. And that, it is staged, but it's also makes the vlog make sense, because otherwise it cuts to me without them and they're like, oh, where did they go? Like, right. But the other day, like, I took 2 days off. It was the last 2 days I was spending with my girlfriend before she's gone off to visit a friend. And so I didn't film me saying goodbye to her. So it literally went from one vlog where she was there, and then 2 days later it cuts to me on my own, and I had to explain the video. Oh, by the way, the reason why Raya's not here anymore is because I took 2 days off to have quality time with her. So I've been trying to balance that over the last 3 years, and I think I've realised now is I do need to take time away from the camera.
To watch the rest of this fascinating interview, click on the link below and go to londonreelacademy.com. There you can sign in with your social media login and watch the rest of the episode for free, along with all of our episodes on London Real, my webinars, and all of our premium content, all located over at londonreelacademy.com. So click on the link below, you'll be directed there, and you can watch the rest of this fascinating interview, and I'll see you there.